friends, it's Kristine with Queen City Stamp Art, and I'm back today to share a card using a Clean and Simple card using the In the Pines bundle from Stampin' Up. And I shared this last week. This one is a beautiful pine tree stamp set, and it has some coordinating dies. So it's a great value. You save 10% when you purchase the bundle. The card we're going to make is going to feature, it's really clean and simple today, and it's going to feature this really neat sponged background that I'm going to show you how to make. So before we get started, I just wanted to say hello and thanks so many of you for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the stamp videos and learning a few things and seeing how these Stampin' Up products can be used in a very clean and simple way. We're going to start the card today with a Seaside Spray base card. So this is an 8.5 by 5.5 inch piece of cardstock, and I scored it down the middle at 4 1/4 and folded it in half, and that creates the base. We're going to be adding a layer panel that measures 4 by 5 1/4. But before we add that, we're going to do a little bit of sponging. So I created a mask using an oval die from the layering oval dies that Stampin' Up offers, and I cut a piece of cardstock that matches the same size as my card panel. So again, that was 5 1/4 by 4. And we're going to use some sponges, which are a tool that you can find in the back of the catalog. And what I do is the Stampin' Up offers a pack of 3 sponges for $4, and they're a big round sponge. They're probably this big, and you can cut them in half and then cut them in thirds, and you get these little wedges, and they're perfect for sponging. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So what I did was I cut the little wedge, and now I have one in Seaside Spray. So I just stapled a little piece of paper in Seaside Spray to the sponge, so I know that this is the Seaside Spray sponge. This one is the soft sea foam, so I'm going to get that ink pad because I need the I need the soft sea foam ink. And I did the same thing there, just a little wedge that I use for soft sea foam, and stapled a little piece of that same color cardstock on there. So hold on just a sec, I'll grab that ink pad. Okay, and we're going to start with the Seaside Spray. So as I said, I just kind of line these up perfectly and hold them down nice and firm. I'm going to dab my sponge onto the ink pad, and I'm going to start off the project because I don't want a big glob of ink. Wherever you put your sponge is where it's going to, like the first time, is where most of the ink is going to rub off. So if you start off the project, you'll get a much smoother blend when you're sponging. You also want to make sure that you're nice and heavy with your sponging on the edges so that you get a nice crisp definition. So as you can see, I'm just sort of sponging over top in sort of an arch pattern with the blue. Then I'm going to switch it over to the soft seafoam ink and that sponge. Make sure this lines up perfectly. Just like that, and hold it firm. And now I'm going to sponge along the bottom in the same way. I'm sort of doing like a little smile and blending that ink out. And you can blend it into the blue. It actually looks very pretty when you do that. Just like that. And you get this nice sponged circle. And then when you remove the mask, you're left with a nice oval shape, and that's going to sort of be the panel where we layer up the die. So the next step is to stamp the little trees. I'm just going to close these so I don't get my fingers in them. Set them aside here. And then we're going to use the Pear Pizzazz ink to stamp a little forest of trees. So this little image is in the stamp set, and it stamps all these little trees together. And then there's a die from the set too that lines up perfectly to cut them out. And I'm just going to lay this on here like this. And then normally I would take a Post-it note and just lay it over the top to hold it in place so I can run it through my die cut machine. And then what I end up with is this little grove of trees. And we're going to add this to the card base. So we're going to take our dimensional adhesive and just put some foam on the back. So these pop up off the card front. Dimension is a great way to add interest to a very simple card design. And we're just going to lay these right on the front. That oval was a perfect size for this little scene right here, just like that. And then we're going to take the Misty Moonlight ink pad, which is a really nice medium dark blue. It's not quite as dark as Night of Navy, but almost. And we're going to stamp Thinking of You underneath. This little Thinking of You sentiment comes with the stamp set. So I'm using all items from the In the Pines bundle for this. And then we're just going to add this to our base card with some regular tape adhesive. I guess not. We're all out of tape adhesive. I never did refill that. So we'll just use some liquid here. And this will be fine. And we're just going to center this panel right on the front of the card. Just like this. And then to spruce it up a little bit, because you know I can never leave anything alone, I got to add a little bit of sparkle here. We're going to use the adhesive back snowflake sequins. These are really pretty. And the nice thing is that they come in kind of two tones. So one is sort of a pink, like a warm pink tone, and one is sort of a cool blue. So we're going to use some of these cool blue ones. And we're just going to slide them off with the tweezers here and just stick a couple on here. So it gives it a little bit of a wintry look. Just like that. Maybe one more. Maybe one more over here, like that. And that kind of adds a little shine and sparkle to the front of the card too. So this is a very simple card, but it would be beautiful for a winter sympathy card, or if someone hasn't been feeling well and you just want to kind of cheer them up and let them know you're thinking of them. It's a beautiful card for that. You could also change the colors, maybe make it red and green, or add some neutral tones and make it a Christmas card, because there's another sentiment in the set that says Season's Greetings. So anyway, I hope you like the cards today, and I hope you enjoyed the little technique, the little masking technique, where we did some sponging. And if you have any questions at all, just leave them in the comments for me. I'm happy to respond. And I hope you'll check out QueenCityStampArt.com for a closer look at these cards. There'll be some photographs and supplies listed on there. So thanks a lot.